Hello, everybody. It's Brian here. I think it's fair to say that we are all pretty much tagged out. Too many tags floating around. I mean, I did several myself. Apart from the generic one, I took part in the polka vinyl tag. I did the... God, I have to really think about it. I did pirate metal tag, the lounge punk, progressive country, medieval folk rock, neurofolk, witch house. What else did I do? Simpson Wave, Nintendo Core. There was a lot. I did a lot. So I think we're done with that. But I was thinking that wouldn't it be cool to do a vinyl tag that is actually challenging? You know, questions that are really going to force you to think. And I thought I'm going to do one called the difficult vinyl tag. And I'm encouraging you to come along for the journey. Now, I realize that there's going to be some questions here that very few people are going to be able to answer, but if that's the case, what I would like you to do is substitute my question or one of my questions, or perhaps all of my questions, for something that you can answer. But I want it to be difficult. I don't care what your favorite record was from last year. I don't care what the best record was 25 years ago. I don't want you to give me a shout out. I don't care what your girlfriend or boyfriend's favorite record was in your second year of high school. I just think those are too easy and well overdone. So let's do some really difficult questions. So, and to add to it, I'm actually not even going to put the questions below the video. You're going to have to write them down. So question number one, it isn't even a vinyl question. It's a CD question. It is show a CD long box. You remember these. Some people will remember these. This is Leonard Cohen Takes Manhattan from 1992, released by Sony Music Special Products. It's got a little crushed over the years. I wish I'd kept all of the long boxes. I only have a few, but you know, I bought this at a time when, you know, no one was walking around with a phone in their pocket to easily check the internet. I just assumed this was a live recording because it's got that very active title, Leonard Cohen Takes Manhattan, you know, after the track, First We Take Manhattan. And he's shown there playing a guitar, but in fact, it's just a compilation. And, you know, it's not a bad compilation. It does have some strange tracks for a compilation. I guess most notably Ballad of the Absent Mayor. That's not one you would expect. Maybe even Seems So Long Ago, Nancy. But anyway, that's a compilation. And here is the actual disc itself with the old style, just silver disc. So, yeah, old, like I said, over 30 years old. Leonard Cohen compilation in a long box. Number two, show a flexi disc. Here's one from a band called Drugs of Faith. The song is called Reanimation. This came out in 2013. I have no idea where I got it. It's a single-sided thing on Handshake Incorporated with a little handgun there. There's a YouTube video of some guy playing this. I played it once. They're kind of like a grindcore or thrash metal outfit. That's all I know about them, but that is definitely a flexi disc. Okay, question number three. Show a record with a timing strip or a time strip on the front. So here we have a band called Fingerprints from Scotland. This is called Distinguishing Marks from 1980, the band's second record. I think their first record was released under two different titles. In Canada, it was called Fingerprints. In the UK, I think it was called The Very Dab. The singer went on to form a band called The Silencers, and their big hit was Bulletproof Heart. Well, here is the original version of Bulletproof Heart, way back here in 1980. The Silencers version came out in 1991. This record also has perforations, so each of these panels, there's perforations, so you could pop out these panels and use them as postcards, which would then leave you with a record with essentially no jacket, which I never did, of course, but there we have. Oh, I should say there's also this stamp, promotional copy not for sale. So a little band from Scotland. Number four, I'm laughing because this is funny. A live CD or LP where you were in the audience. And I'm going to show you this one from Bruce Cockburn Live, recorded on August 14th and August 15th, 1989, and released in 1990. This was recorded at Ontario Place in Toronto. And Ontario Place is slowly being demolished and redeveloped. It's kind of a sore point. But anyway, this is the Canadian original double pressing with 14 tracks. And it's just on the True North label. The European version. This is from West Germany as a single album version, and it only has 11 tracks, so they had to reduce the number to fit it on one record. Not only that, did I actually bring this over? Yes. Here is the CD version with 14 tracks. I used to say to people that if you listen very closely, you could hear me in this recording, but the truth is you can't. But I was definitely there. Can't prove it, but I was there. All right. Number 5. Show a record that is not in Discogs, or show one that you have added to Discogs. And coincidentally, this is not in Discogs. However, I'm going with a Toronto band called The Bad Breed. This is The Bad Breed in Ferocious Love. I think this is the front cover, back cover. They look the same. They're this came out in 2020, the band's second record. I guess they're a rock, funk, and soul outfit. They share lead singing duties, so sometimes you'll hear a man singing, sometimes it'll be a woman. And I think they put out 2 records, and neither of them are in Discogs. I don't know why. Anyway, I guess I should be a good citizen and put both of these in Discogs, but it seems like a lot of work to me. So we will see if I ever manage to do that, because I struggle to put it in later. All right. Number 6, show a single on 2 different formats. So that would be a 7-inch single and a 12-inch single of the same track, or a 12-inch single and a CD single, or a single and a 12-inch single, whatever you like. So here from 1991 is Billy Bragg's You Woke Up My Neighborhood 12-inch single, featuring You Woke Up My Neighborhood. Also featuring some guys from, Peter Buck from R.E.M. Natalie Merchant shows up here. Anyway, this also features a very Canadian track, Ontario, Quebec, and Me, which is about the Quebec separatist movement. I think Heart Like a Wheel is a McGarrigle Sisters track, as I recall. Anyway, this is from Don't Try That at Home, or Don't Try This at Home from 1991. Here is the CD single version from the UK with the exact 4 tracks and the same album art, or same cover art. Right? Not only that, here is another CD single version. This is the US pressing of You Woke Up My Neighborhood. The only difference is that in this case they add a 5th track, which is a cover version of 7 and 7 Is, which is kind of cool. Okay, where are we now? Yes, number 7. Show an album and all of the singles released from that album, either on 7-inch or 12-inch, or possibly, if it exists, on a CD single. So here is The Cure's Disintegration. This is a Canadian pressing from 1989. You may know that there were 4 singles from that record. If I get them in the right order, maybe I can try that. I think Lullaby was first, followed by, this is challenging my memory, Fascination Street, followed by Love Song. And lastly was Pictures of You, if I've remembered that correctly. Okay, number 8. Show a record that was bundled with a compact disc. This is something that used to be quite common, as I recall, especially in the early resurgence of vinyl era in the early 2000s. There was often a CD. Now, sometimes there's a download card, but rarely a CD. So this is Black Joe Lewis and the Honey Bears. The album's called Scandalous from 2001. I think it's their second record. They're like a blues, funk, partly kind of garage band. And so this has the actual album on vinyl. There is a insert which has nothing to do with this record. And the CD, all 11 tracks from the album. Not only that, it has a bonus album in the other sleeve, which is, I think, an additional 9 or so tracks that were added here as a bonus. And this is a very interesting record. So I wish they'd put CDs in them now, though, because I think it's cool to have the ability. I know you can, sometimes there's a download. I think a CD is the best way to go. Number 9, show a box set on 2 different formats. So that could be vinyl and cassette, or CD and cassette, or whatever. So this is Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band Live 75 to 85. I think this satisfied years of longing for a Bruce Springsteen live album, and he hit us with a 5-album box set with this booklet. This was given to me from my father for Christmas that year. 5 albums. I'm sure you've all seen that around, and was released also on cassette, but here is the compact disc edition with 3 compact discs and the booklet done a little different way. So Bruce Springsteen, getting near the end here. Now, this one's interesting. Show a song that mentions your name. Now, that could be your first name, your middle name, your last name. I'd even go for a nickname. So I've chosen the Zombies, Odyssey and Oracle, and I'm going to use my first name. Now, this is very difficult to hear on this record, but if you pay attention, in the track Friends of Mine, second last track, I've copied it down here so I don't get it wrong, but he sings, they are friends of mine. In the background here, Joyce and Terry. They are friends of mine, Paul and Molly. And they've got something, Liz and Brian. It's so hard to find, Joey and David. They are friends of mine, Kim and Maggie. They are friends of mine, June and Daffy. And they've got something, Jean and Jim. You don't often find in Jim and Christine. They sing that 3 times. So you'll hear my name quietly in the background. All right, was that number 10? That was number 10. So as I said, I am really interested to know if anyone can do these questions, or if you can't, substitute them in with another equally difficult question. Like, here's the first question that occurred to me when I was doing this video. Show an album that contains the first song you ever heard. All right, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.